Good.
Welcome to Alexandra Farms. This is a garden rose hydrangea farm in the Andes Mountains of Colombia. We're 2,800 meters high and have the weather to produce the best roses in the world. This is a brand new farm. It's a year and 4 months old. We've planted 6 hectares of garden roses here and are ecstatic about the quality we're producing. My name is Joey and I'm in charge of sales. And I'd like to welcome you to this world of great romance in garden roses. Well, this is where it all begins. This is block 11, where we test varieties from all over the world to find those that have a shape of fragrance and last 7 to 10 days. And it all starts over here. It's very difficult to find varieties that do well in a vase, that are garden varieties. And that's because the breeders have been motivated to produce varieties that are very hard, are very spiral shaped, have a great vase life, have a great shelf life, because that's what their customers have been asking for 20 years. As roses have gone more into supermarkets and further away from where they're being produced, they need to be hardier. They need to be straight, they need to be uniform. But garden roses were different. They don't need to go through, they need to go from your garden to your dining table. So they've been able to breed other things into these roses. They haven't forgotten about fragrance. They've looked at shapes that are harder to ship but beautiful to have. And they haven't concentrated so much on having a unique color. A florist will have demand for a yellow rose, but hardly anybody will call a flower shop and say, I'd like a yellow rose with an orange lip. Or a yellow rose that has a peach interior. And that's what garden breeders could do. They could go out and search for different kinds of colors, and those are the varieties that we look for here. And we find beautiful varieties, but we have difficulty with the vase life issues, and it's hard to find varieties that have fragrance or have shape and have the vase life. We've tested maybe 500 varieties in our 5 years of existence, and of those we've picked 45 to 50 as commercial varieties to grow. This is one of the varieties that we recently approved for commercial growing. It's called Voyage, and it's an incredible rose. It has a huge head. It has a light, pure pink color. It comes with side shoots. It has a fragrance, and it has the old English garden look. It's going to be an important product for us, I'm sure, and it's really an innovation to the cut rose market. It's different from any other rose out there. It's just beautiful. We love it. We're very excited about introducing it. Garden roses have historically been very expensive and very delicate. And at Alexandra Farms, we've tried to concentrate on producing varieties that aren't as delicate, and we sell them at not so much an expensive price. And we found that those two things have helped florists use these flowers in everyday vase work. And it gives them a great competitive advantage and differentiation from the supermarket next door. A dozen roses from a supermarket will not look like a dozen roses if they're garden roses. And florists are using them like they do a hydrangea or a gerbera. It's a delicate flower, but it gives them great texture and it gives them a great tool to have in their toolbox to have arrangements that look different from other florists and other supermarkets. And these garden roses have the vase life and are not so expensive, so you can actually do that with them. This is our flat rosette shaped collection. We've tried to introduce varieties into collections that have similar shapes, thinking that it gives better tools to a designer. And we're lucky to have 4 terrific colors in a flat rosette shaped. One of my favorites is Baroness, which is the flat rosette, but in a dark pink, a pure dark pink, and it will open flat and show its insides. It's a wonderful, unembarrassed rose. And its sister variety, Maria Theresia, is a bit lighter, but has the same great shape. And recently we developed Lemon Pom Pom, which is the same shaped, but it's a bright yellow color. It has a bit of a fragrance, and it won a red ribbon at the SAF in California a couple weeks ago. Our 4th entry into this collection is Alabaster, which is a great white rose, which we took a long time in finding, but we finally did. And it will open up flat, and it is white, and it has a bit of a fragrance. Well, another great collection that is, I think, one of my favorites. I guess they're all my favorites, but this collection are the side shoot collections. And it all started with Red Piano, which is an intense red with a darker edged petals and side shoots that don't really open up but really fill up the vase. And then we came out with Pink Piano, which is that same ball shaped with the rosette inside, a deep cup, and the side shoots. And then came Comtessa, which is this beige, creamy, fragrant rose with side shoots, and Augusta Louise, which is a bright pink that's a favorite in England. Mothering Sunday, we don't have, of course, enough of them. And then this year we're introducing 2 new members to the side shoot family, and that includes Best Impression, which just won a red ribbon at the SAF in California, and Voyage, which is one of my favorites. It's a huge light pink rose with side shoots that opens up bulbous but with an English garden flavor to it. It's just, I think, an amazing rose. Available in 2012. On this table we've set up many of our fragrant varieties, and interestingly enough, they have very French names. Our first is a salmon-colored René Goscinny, which has an incredible citrusy fragrance. Purple Fragrance is also French, fabulous color, great fragrance. Mamie Blue is probably one of our most fragrant of all. It's a deep, intense purple color, also from France. Yves Piaget is named after the French jewelry designer. It's more of a peony rose. It has the shape of a peony, and the fragrance, very strong fragrance. It actually won a blue ribbon at an SAF convention a couple of years ago. We've got Toulouse-Lautrec is one of our favorite yellows. It has the round shape of an English garden rose and the fragrance to match. These are our cabbage-shaped roses. They're also German, and we've got them in 2 colors. They're a dirty tan color and a dirty pink color. And they'll both open up very large and very cabbagey looking, almost like Renoir's Vase of Roses painting of years ago. We've found niche markets for our roses in many different countries in the world. Our biggest market is the US market, and it's an event and wedding demand, and it's very strong from March through October, and our roses have been filling that niche for quite some time, very successfully. We're very happy. The next biggest market for us is Japan, and Japan is a very high-end market. They request only the highest quality products, and we've had to organize our post-harvest and our varieties to fill that niche, and we've done great. It's our second largest market, and we're very happy. We participate in religious ceremonies as well as weddings in Japan. Our third market is a tie between England and Holland. English roses, English people understand English roses, and there's a niche there. Holland, of course, knows roses very well, and they appreciate them. We have other smaller markets in Sweden, Switzerland. We export some to Hungary, Brussels, France, and in Germany it's a developing market for us. They have some of these roses are grown in the summer in the fields there, so they're used to the varieties, and in the winter we have a market for them, but not so much in the summer. Well, this is our post-harvest, and we've implemented a new kind of handling system that involves slides. This allows the roses to slide from the grading area to the bunching area without lying flat one on top of the other, and we think that reduces the damage, and that's why we've implemented it for the garden roses. Here the grading occurs, and they're put into different slides depending on their length and their point of cut. These roses are then harvested and put onto the bunching table, where the bunches are created. Once the bunches are created, they'll go directly into the cooler. Well, thank you very much for visiting Alexandra Farms. It was a pleasure to have you at our farm, showing you our garden roses and hydrangeas. If you would like any additional information, please visit our webpage at alexandrafarms.com and like us on Facebook, Alexandra Farms.